Imagine sitting at the kitchen table, calculator in one hand, coffee in the other, staring at the Social Security letter that just arrived. The numbers don't look anything like the stories your friends repeat at church or the confident claims you scroll past on Facebook. Somewhere between, "I heard you can't get a dime if you're remarried," and "my lawyer said divorce decree blocks everything," the truth got lost. The stakes are real. An extra $500, $1,000, sometimes $2,000 a month can spell the difference between choosing groceries or prescriptions, between staying in a family home or moving in with the kids. The good news is that the rules are public, permanent, and far more generous than most people realize. The bad news is that the frontline Social Security clerk you met yesterday may have learned the rules in a 2-day crash course and still be fuzzy on the fine print. So let's clear the fog once and for all. Start with the basics. Social Security is not one program. It is a bundle of insurance policies that cover retirement, disability, and death. Each slice has its own set of who, when, and how much. Spouse benefits fall under the retirement slice. Survivor benefits fall under the death slice. Both slices can overlap with disability, and both can be collected by people who are currently married, formerly married, or widowed. The key is to see every possible route to money, then test the route against 3 simple screens: age, marital status, and benefit amount. If you clear the screens, you collect. If you don't, you move to the next route. That is the entire game. Let's begin with the road most traveled. Current spouse benefits while both of you are alive. You must be at least 62 years old. Your spouse must already be drawing retirement benefits on his or her own record. Your own primary insurance amount. Social Security jargon for the benefit you would receive at your full retirement age must be less than 1/2 of your spouse's PIA. Notice the word PIA. Ignore the actual monthly check your spouse sees in the bank. That figure may be smaller because he or she claimed early. You compare your PIA to 1/2 of your spouse's PIA. If yours is lower, you top up the difference. Claim at 62 and the top-up is reduced. Claim at full retirement age, and you get the full 50%. Work while collecting before your full retirement age, and the earnings test can claw some back. After full retirement age, work all you like. The check no longer shrinks. Now the twist most people miss. You must file for your own retirement first, even if the result is 0. Picture a homemaker who never paid into the system long enough for a benefit of her own. She still files. The technician keys in her earnings record, confirms she is not insured, then flips the switch to spouse benefits. If you skip the first step, the computer cannot compute the second. That is why the nice person on the phone says, you have to file on your own record first. They are not being difficult. They are following software logic. Next, divorce. The rules look similar on paper. Age 62. Your PIA must be less than 1/2 of your ex's PIA. But 3 extra doors swing open. First, the marriage had to last at least 10 years to the day. 9 years, 11 months, and 30 days is a hard no. Second, you can be remarried now and still collect on the ex, as long as the remarriage happened after you turn 60 or after 50 if you are disabled. Third, the ex does not have to be collecting yet. That third door is the independently entitled divorce spouse provision, and it is the one most frontline employees muff. All that matters is that the ex is at least 62 years old. You still file on your own record first, then file the divorce spouse claim. The technician has to look up the ex's earnings history and compute the PIA manually. It takes an extra 20 keystrokes. So some clerks will say, sorry, your ex hasn't filed, so no. Smile politely. Open the POMS reference GN 202.005 on your phone and ask them to try again. The 2-year divorce rule trips people up next. If you divorced less than 2 continuous years ago, you must wait until the second anniversary before you can use the independently entitled route. The rationale is murky. Congress wanted to stop quickie divorces from becoming benefit factories, but the line in the sand is clear. Mark the date on the calendar. While we are on divorce myths, let's dispel the big 3. Myth 1. The divorce decree can block Social Security. False. Social Security is federal law. State judges cannot rewrite it. Paragraph 14 of your decree that says, wife waives all rights to husband's Social Security is unenforceable window dressing. The technician will glance at the decree only to confirm names and divorce date. Myth 2. The ex's new spouse will see her benefit cut if you file. Also false. Each auxiliary beneficiary is paid independently. The system can list 3 ex-wives on the same record, all drawing their own 50% slice, and none of them affect the others. Myth 3. If you were married at the moment of death, you only need 9 months of marriage. If you were divorced but the marriage lasted 10 years, the 10-year rule applies. Either way, you can collect up to 100% of the deceased worker's full benefit. The earliest age is 60, 50 if you're disabled. Remarriage after age 60 is ignored. Remarriage before age 60 stops the benefit until that second marriage ends by death, divorce, or annulment. Here's a scenario that plays out every week. Mary, age 64, has been collecting $900 a month on her own record. Her ex-husband, Tom, age 66, dies in a car accident. Mary's own benefit at full retirement age would have been $1,100. Tom's PIA was $2,400. Overnight, Mary's $900 is replaced by $2,400. She does not have to reapply. The computer auto-converts. The only wrinkle is earnings. If Mary is still working and under full retirement age, the earnings test could claw back part of the $2,400. Once she hits full retirement age, every dollar stays in her pocket. Disabled widow, benefits add another layer. If you are at least 50 but not yet 60, disabled, and the disability began within 7 years of your spouse's death, you can collect 71.5% of the deceased war. Children complicate, but also enrich the picture. A child under 18 or disabled before 22 can collect 50% of a living parent's PIA or 75% of a deceased parent's PIA. If you are the divorced custodial parent, the child can draw on the non-custodial parent's record as soon as that parent files for retirement or disability or dies. You, as the caretaker, may also be eligible for young mother or young father benefits until the child turns 16, provided you are not remarried. The caretaker benefit is 50% of the workers. SSI, Supplemental Security Income, lives in a separate universe. It is welfare, funded by general revenues, not the Social Security Trust Fund. You can stack an SSI check on top of a small Social Security retirement, spouse, or survivor benefit, but the total cannot exceed the SSI federal maximum, $967 in 2025. Every dollar of Social Security you receive is subtracted first, so the SSI portion shrinks, but Medicaid eligibility often hangs in the balance, making the exercise worthwhile. SSI also counts resources, $2,000 for an individual, $3,000 for a couple. Sell a house, park the proceeds in the bank, and you must spend down within the same calendar month or lose a check.